Break out your 10-gallon hat. The legendary primetime soap Dallas is getting a 21st century makeover. JR and Sue Ellen fans, don't worry, they are back too.
You won, honey. And I couldn't be happier.
Wait.
If you ask me, you'd make a hell of a governor. And if I do say so, you are still the prettiest girl at the ball.
Say hello to JR and Sue Ellen. Larry Hagman and Linda Gray. Also joining the cast of the new Dallas is Josh Henderson, who plays their son John Ross, and Jesse Metcalfe as Bobby and Pam Ewing's adopted son Christopher. The new cast of Dallas and the old at the same time. Good morning to all of you.
Hello. Wait,
Thank you for being here.
The old word.
The new, you're only as old as you feel, right?
Cast.
And the series feels very new and young. And by the way, so it's not a reboot, it's a continuation.
Yeah.
Patrick Duffy calls it year 14. We did 13 years.
Yeah.
And now this is year 14. So that's the way we look at it.
Because these guys were babies on the original
yes,
show, right?
Yes, they were.
They were even born.
I think, well, had they been born? Maybe they hadn't been.
No, we hadn't been born.
Barely.
So you guys are clearly linchpins here. Larry, when they first came to you and said, listen, we want to reboot this, what'd you think? Wow.
There you go.
Your reaction?
I have to follow that. I mean, this is 14 years of this. Are you kidding me? Yes, it was.
Were you
mine
surprised?
was a little less vocal,
yeah.
But it was pretty fantastic. It was fantastic.
So you guys were toddlers, youngsters, when the series originally aired. When you first heard about, I mean, how familiar were you with the original show, Jesse?
I really wasn't that familiar. I definitely went back and watched as many episodes as I could before we started shooting, you know, to get a feel of the show and stuff like that. But my mother was a huge fan of the show, you know, so I definitely remember it in my childhood, and definitely the theme song was certainly ingrained into my consciousness.
Josh?
I was born in Dallas, Texas, so I knew of Dallas. You know, it was a big deal in my family. I was a little too young to remember details of like sitting down and watching, but I know that they sat me down because it was like it's what we did was watch the show. But yeah, it's pretty surreal to be here. And
much of the new series focuses on the two of you, and you play, for all intents and purposes, polar opposites in this show, right? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it's the feuding cousins now instead of the feuding brothers, and I'm probably more of the family-oriented character, you know, and Josh's character, John Ross, might be a little bit more manipulative, but I think we're both going after the same thing, and that's what's at the heart.
Just a teensy bit more.
Just a touch, you know.
Who his father is.
Yeah, that's very true.
Following in the big man's shadow. What'd you teach him?
Everything.
You did?
Yeah.
How has Larry changed in these 20-some-odd years?
Well, he got a lot older, that's for sure.
I think you look fantastic.
Yeah,
you look wonderful.
You really do.
I know.
We just had somebody in the set here said you haven't aged a day.
Oh, and humble, too.
Do you think he's changed a lot in the last 20 years? On the series, that is?
On the series?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that same personality is there. I think it's bigger now, if that's even possible. I think he's a little more manipulative, a little more cunning.
More so?
Yeah.
And he's passed that on to the next generation, at least part of the next generation.
Yes, unfortunately.
What surprised you most about the new show, about the way it developed in the script?
I think for me, it was the seamless way it went from the old show, your term, to the new show.
My apologies again. The great show.
Yeah, the great show. Yeah, the original show. No, how it seamlessly went from the old show to the new show. The reboot was seamless in my thought process. There wasn't a glitch.
Larry, how come they're not wearing hats?
You know, nobody wears a hat anymore.
It's too bad, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. When I was a kid, everybody wore a hat in Texas. But not anymore. They're all from Chicago and Minneapolis and things like that. You know?
Patrick is on the show as well, correct?
Oh, boy, is
Yes,
he?
he did a very good job.
How has that relationship changed?
Not much. I still get to stab it in the back occasionally. Like
He's sort of taken
show.
over the Jock Ewing role. He's now head of the household at South Fork. So he's excellent job.
Dallas now on TNT. Guys, thank you very much for being here.
It's
Really
lovely to be here,
appreciate it.
Jeff. Thank you.
Thanks
Very much.
All right.